Hi y'all, welcome back to my shop for another turning tip of the week. Viewer James asks, how do you get a seized chuck off the lathe? That's a good question. I'll show you how to do that. But more importantly, afterwards, I want to show you how to keep it from happening. The best way to do it is if you've got a long steel bar such as this, you put it in your chuck jaws, acting as a lever. Like this. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take a large steel bar such as this. You're going to lock your spindle and have the bar across like this, and somewhere in this general vicinity. Lock it down pretty good. Extend it out about as far as you can get it. And then what you're going to do, you're going to wrap it sharply with the hammer on the end. You're not going to tap it. You're going to wrap it sharply because you want it to come loose the first time. If you don't have a bar like this, what you may have that will probably work almost as well, maybe you've got a pry bar at home, and that can work. Normally they don't stick out quite as far. And get it to go down all the way flush with the bottom of the chuck jaws. If you don't have a bar, or you don't have a wedge, the other possibility doesn't tend to work as well, but you can always open your chuck jaws up all the way and put a board in there. One of the issues, though, is if you got a Technitool chuck, it'll only open up just about 3/4 of an inch, and a board, most of your boards may be just a little bit too thick to fit in there. Now, the trick is, how do you keep this from happening? I think it tends to happen when people are putting on the chuck and they don't snug it on at the end like that. They put it on too loose. When they turn on the lathe, it pops it in there, and you don't want that to happen. Now, I've made a little tool. I don't have to use it very often when it sticks just a little bit. On the Technitool, I have a hole on my Supernova 2. I have a small hole here where you can reach the grub screw to secure the spindle adapter. And I just put a piece of 1/4 inch or so rod into a little handle, and that gives me just the leverage I need to pop it loose most of the time. If your lathe has that, then use it. What you don't want to use is the chuck key in any form or fashion, because you're more likely to damage the chuck. You can route this out. You can break off a piece of the gear. You just don't want to do that. Now, the best way to keep it from happening on a regular basis is generally good lathe maintenance. Now, what I mean by that is when you clean up your lathe periodically, is if you'll just use a little WD-40, use a little 3-in-1 oil, almost anything, just clean the face of your spindle right here where the chuck's going to face up against it. And just leave a little small film of oil. That will make a huge difference. And of course, wipe off the back of your chuck. Also, if you do get it stuck, look for any burrs and be very careful, but take those burrs off with a very fine file. What I don't advocate is the solution that a lot of people use, and they buy these washers just for that purpose. It looks like it will work. It will make it easier to unthread. The problem is they're just not machined the way the spindle and the chuck is, and it can introduce some vibration, which is not a good thing. I look at this and I can see these 4 little dots, and I can feel on my finger they're different height. I've heard that this was a problem and never really thought too much about it until I visited somebody, and I was doing a video over there, and he had one of these on his Powermatic, and it was mangled. It was just literally deformed badly, and I thought, wow, that's what people are talking about. These are not a good solution, but they will work. You can fabricate them on your own out of cut a shim out of a piece of milk carton, but again, it's not machined to the same level, but you can give it a try. But better than that, it's just good periodic maintenance before you use a lathe with just a light oil. I hope this is good for you. Stay safe. Come on back, you hear?